And you're live on Dead Radio.
Yo, everybody. Welcome to an episode of Dead Radio with your main man banging as Dead. Powered by the beautiful guys that play energy drink.
You know the vibes.
Shout out BlackBrick. Obviously, right now we are in Farai's studio.
Samurai.
Obviously, you can see like the paintings. I actually shouldn't have said his name because you're supposed to see that on the other cam or on the other scene, but regardless, whatever. This is how it's gonna go. So before I get into that, this is not an interview.
No, it's not.
It's gonna be a conversation. That's number one. Number two, we don't introduce any of our guests.
Oh yeah.
Our guests introduce themselves.
That's how I like to.
Because I'm not gonna be telling people who I think you are. You're gonna tell people who you are.
Oh yeah.
So before I get off, that camera's for me, that camera's for us, and that camera's for you. So when you introduce yourself, obviously it would be dope to look at the camera, because I mean,
Dope.
you know, it's one of those. But as time goes,
Just chill, look around.
you're gonna ignore the cameras because we're having a conversation.
Let's do it.
I bet. So yeah, bro. How you doing? No, it's okay. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely, yeah.
So now, who are you? What do you do, dude?
That's an interesting question. My name is Samurai Farai. I'm an independent visual artist. I'm a curator, gallery owner, and art dealer. And yeah, man, I just sell art like some people sell drugs.
That's a fucking bar.
Yeah. So that's my
dope.
name.
That's a very dope thing.
No,
Okay,
no, for real.
smooth, straight to the point.
Yeah.
Straight to the point. I like that.
Very
One
local.
thing I noticed when I got into this hotel, this is BlackBrick Cape Town, by the way. I saw your artworks, or your paintings. Like, I can call it artworks, right?
Yeah.
Like various like places in here.
Yes.
So I'm assuming you've kind of worked with them.
Definitely. So at the moment, I'm the artist in residency here.
Okay.
So I've been here since April, and I'm doing like a residency. So what that means is that I'm contributing to the space creatively, doing murals and artworks for them, and just kind of contributing like my creative expression to the aesthetic of the brand and the
Dope.
building. And as a result, like I live here, I have this amazing studio space.
Dope.
And yeah, man, I've just had the amazing privilege of like being allowed this opportunity to put my artwork like on buildings, in rooms, you know, and like moving outside of galleries and
Right.
kind of elevating in a way where art doesn't necessarily only need to exist.
100%. So you're making it part of everyone's everyday type thing.
Yeah.
Word.
'Cause I think when people have art around them, they become very different. you
Yeah,
know, like-
you have to. It's a
Yeah.
weird thing, but it's one of those. But yeah, before I get into that, obviously I'm gonna need you to talk about your background first and foremost, because
Yeah.
I always believe that art. I mean, someone's background is a contribution, but it's a fundamental stage in everyone's life because it contributes to who the person is today.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, what's your background like? Where are you from? Where were you born? Where did you grow up?
Damn. I was born in Rustenburg
Okay.
in 1996.
I didn't expect that, but anyway.
Yeah, 26th of August. I'm a Virgo baby. Gang. And born and raised in Johannesburg.
Okay.
Which was very, very, very interesting. You know, the hustle and bustle of like that kind of city and that energy. It's really intense. I went to Cays. I went to an all-boys school.
Dope.
12 years, which was, it had its own set of complexities that I had to deal with.
Right.
You know?
Such as?
Like toxic masculinity,
Okay.
intense masculinity, very like narrow-mindedness.
Of course, I can
being around
expect that.
men all the time.
Yeah.
So it really like fed into like weird identities, you know, for men.
Right.
I think only being around men become very insensitive, you
Of
know,
course.
to the world.
Of course.
You're just with the niggas.
Just niggas
you
every
know?
day. Yeah, I can imagine.
So, like growing up in that space, I unfortunately lost my father when I was very young. I was raised
Okay.
by like a single mother, and she did an amazing job. But going to that kind of school, not having a dad, really like, it was a weird thing. You know, like growing up in that space, I unfortunately lost my father when I was very young. I was raised by a single mother, and she did an amazing job. But going to that kind of school, not having a dad, really like, it was a weird thing. You know, like growing up in that space, I unfortunately lost my father when I was very young. I was raised by a single mother, and she did an amazing job. But was weird. My masculinity didn't have a reference point.
Right.
So for a long time I felt very lost. And I was always like super emotional and super sensitive and in and out of psychologists. And,
right.
You know, I'm very like ADHD, OCD.
Right.
And the only thing that actually like gave me a grounding sense or like clarity was like my creativity, bro. Like,
okay.
You know, like the creativity held me down through all of the tumultuous situations and trauma. And I didn't know that I wanted to be an artist when I was young or when I was in school. I just knew that like I really enjoyed drawing and making things and painting and just using my hands.
Right.
It was like, yeah, that was my escapist like method.
Right. Before, I'm very curious to know, when you were drawing, did you feel like you were escaping from reality in a nutshell?
Not this. I think when I was drawing, I was existing. I was allowing for my imagination to be the like conduit for like my reality.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
So it was like drawing or creating something. I was always like drawing like something that I would aspire to
right.
create or to be. You know, like
right.
I started out drawing like cartoons like Goku, Dragon Ball Z cartoons,
okay.
you know,
okay.
like a lot of my role models when I was young were like my cartoon figures, you know, and like it's still beats like Pokemon.
Like at some point, I remember like at some point Dragon Ball Z was like Dragon Ball Z.
No, it was like come to after school, you know,
you
5
need
o'clock,
to be home at 5, like. And then you get home tomorrow, you're like, yo guys, do you see what Goku's doing?
Yeah, like you just started whispering about, yeah, exactly. So that was for me very grounding, and it just was the only constant that I had was my creativity and my art, I guess. And when I guess, yeah, high school was crazy, but when I was doing art in high school, I had an amazing affinity towards it, but not the practical side, but
okay.
the theoretical side. Like, not a lot of people know, but I double majored.
Okay.
So that means I did like...
So you're an art guy?
Art historian is the correct term, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Come with the English, Dad.
So I'm an accredited art historian as well as a fine art practitioner, which is really dope for me because it gives me context to everything that I do.
Okay, of course.
But like really, man, when I was young, I was like getting like 100% for like my art theory exams, like writing about the Renaissance, writing about art movements.
Also, like it was really your shit.
Yeah, like I wasn't like.
That's dope.
You know, like my work isn't easily palatable, but it's unique.
Okay.
At that stage, I guess in the art career, it's like, no, you have to fill the brief. So I just had this affinity to like the history of art.
Right.
I really felt like.
How old were you? What were you at
15, 16.
Okay.
So I was always obsessed with history, and then I was like obsessed with the history of art because I realized that like our cultural history as people is even more important than like social history.
100%.
Like, cultural history is the like foundations of like our society, bro.
Just like architecture, like so. I think in architecture they teach it the same way as probably art. Is that they always like the first year they start talking about the history. The first year, and that's a module in itself.
Yes.
The history of architecture.
Yeah.
We talk about the Renaissance.
Yeah. We
talk about like symmetry, etc., etc., 100%. So I'm guessing it's a fundamental stage when it comes to art or design per se. Now let's say art because we're having an art conversation right now. Like art, but art is design. If you get what I mean.
Definitely, they do like.
Yeah. So I guess the history. I guess that's something that shows that the history is just as important as the present right now. Yes. Okay, cool.
So that was always my context. So I wasn't getting the best marks practically, but theoretically there was no one above me. I got 100% for like 3 years straight for every exam that I wrote.
Are you joking?
I swear to God, it got to the point where like after the 5th exam, my art teacher was like, "We have to do something about this now." You know what I mean? Like this is like after the first time it was like, "Oh, well done." It was probably a
second time like, "Oh, you did it again." Okay, cool.
And then it was like, "Okay, well, you clearly...
What's going on?
You know, this is clearly your business, you know? This is clearly your business. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, so she actually guided me to Michaela School of Fine Art, which is UCT's art school. And she was like, yo, I really recommend you apply. And it was such a funny story of application because the day that I wrote my final exam, I was like studying before in the library, like just on the internet and shit. And my one homie was like, yo, I'm applying to this art school. I was like, what, damn? But like homegirl told me like about it, what do we need? And he showed me the portfolio, like prerequisites. Literally before I went to the exam, I called my mom, I'm like, yo, moms, Google this place, find out what I need. My art portfolio is at home, send it today. Like, it's a thing. Sent the portfolio 2 days late. 3 days later, get confirmed that I got offered a full bursary to come study at UCT.
Joking.
Full, funded. Bro, it was like a movie. Like the exams ended, obviously like, you know, you celebrate with the homies.
What the fuck?
I was literally like in the bed, obviously like after an amazing night of celebration with like 3 of my homies, like wake up, mom calls me. Like homie actually gives me the phone, like, yo, your mom called me to talk to you. Like, yo, moms, what's up? She's like, dude, UCT just offered you a full bursary to come study fine art and you have to fly in like 2 days. I was like,
what?
Bro, everything just went, and no one could understand because also my circle of friends were like, what do you mean?
So I'm fuck's sakes, dude. Like, this is so crazy listening to the story because I'm assuming that's just been how your life has been, because like obviously we're gonna get to that story like right now, but it's like what I was telling you when I got to Cape Town.
Yeah.
Is that I knew what you were doing, but at some point I didn't know you were doing it on that level.
Yes.
To be quite honest with you, like the art thing, I didn't know you were doing it on that level till all of a sudden people on or artists or celebrities or whatever, I don't like saying celebrities, musicians,
started
now recognizing, and now people that are in the art community are starting to recognize. And that's when I was like, what the fuck? Okay, this is the Farai I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've known you for like 7 years. So I'm like surprised, like, wait, is this the Farai? So I'm assuming that's just how everything has worked in your world, or like in your life, is that it goes from nothing to literally, because I mean, dude, what? You used to get your full bursary and they're like, yo, in 2 days, dog.
Dude, they would literally fished me, bro. And you know, the thing is with me, I'm super aware. So like my government name is like Farai Engelbrecht.
Yeah.
So I actually have this dual cultural history of like being, my dad is from Zimbabwe and my mother is like a Cape Malay colored woman.
Okay.
So I have this heritage of like Shona culture and I have this heritage of like being Afrikaans. Okay. Which is always...
Yeah, even when sorry to interrupt you, when I got your surname, I was surprised. But anyway,
yeah, exactly. Which
threw me off.
Yeah, but that's been like a constant my entire life.
Right.
You know, like I say my name and then I say my surname and people are like,
what? Completely,
you can't place me, you know. So I've had to deal with that duality for my whole life, and it's tiring. It forces me to really question why people are always trying to place each other in these
something.
like narratives of understanding.
Right.
Just because it's uncanny to you doesn't mean that it's wrong.
Right.
Doesn't mean that
it's different.
Yeah, it just is what it is, you know. And
that's a good point.
And I hate the fact that people are always trying to like rationalize my identity. So as a result of that, I can't speak Shona, but I speak Afrikaans is my first language, and then English.
For real?
Yeah.
Like you speak Afrikaans like that?
Fluently. Like, but that's
because
I'm telling you, my grandmother was like a whole white woman.
You're lying.
Dude.
I've known you for so long, I've never heard an Afrikaans word.
Afrikaans. Listen to the way I speak English. When I speak Afrikaans, obviously I have this weird accent, but that's my first language.
Dog, you lying.
I swear to God. Like, this is why I got this
I've
on me.
never, ever...
This is why I got this on me. because people don't know. And like Masekent, I actually got that from my mom because it like literally means my mother's child.
But no, wait, dog, you're lying.
Dude, I'm not lying.
I've never heard a word of Afrikaans. I don't know.
Like, my eerste taal is Afrikaans, maar ik kan niet Afrikaans goed praten nie. Miskien is hoekom ek Engels praat die meeste van die tyd, maar ek sal nie Afrikaans praat nie met.
Okay, let's switch back to English.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it's been a crazy, secret, like, trapped Yu-Gi-Oh card that's.
I don't think it's a secret. I just think you know how to read the situations well. So you know when to speak Afrikaans, you know when to speak English.
Bro, Afrikaans has saved my life a few times in weird situations.
For real?
Hell yeah, especially in Cape Town.
Give me one example.
Late night working at Clark's, like, I used to do.
Yeah.
And I used to bike home.
Yes.
So like, I finished a late night shift. It was probably like a first Thursday, so we finished at like 1 when it wasn't COVID. And I'd like walked one of my colleagues at the time, Laura Simon, to a car. And then like these two homies started tracking us, and I'm like, I could see the whole situation. I was like, yo, Laura, let's walk fast, but don't walk like.
You know what's going on.
But I got this. So and then I start facing the homies. I'm like, I start Sabela, which is like Tsotsita. So I'm like, salute Owen to Khanet, but Sedi Mana. And then as soon as like that, those words come out of my mouth,
they relaxed.
Then they tell that I'm aware. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a foreigner. It's like, I'm speaking to you in a language and a way that you understand. Because now I know exactly what's
about to happen.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't now pretend.
Try, because you know what's going on. I know you.
You know what I mean?
I know.
You know what I mean? So I'm ready. Yeah. So that situation just saved me, and I was like, nah, listen, I'm not that guy. Like, I'm not one of these guys that you're gonna roll up on.
And pull up on me and
there will be consequences.
Okay. 100%.
There will be consequences because of like my own family ties and things like that, which unfortunately sometimes you have to get to as a person of color in this country.
100%.
So so the Afrikaans was that, and then the English schooling system and all of those things. And I love English. But we're
going back to your story right now, right?
Yes. So then I basically like just hollered at the homies like that in Afrikaans. I'm like, listen, I'm standing.
No, not even that story, like your real life story.
My real life story.
Yeah.
So,
at the part where you talk about
UCT.
Yes. I'm really interested to know because that shit's crazy.
So this is how it went. So I get into UCT, I fly, I'm literally like, for the first time, like because I shared a room with my sister, like my entire high school career. So I get to UCT, I have my own space, my own room, all this independence. I'm living in an observatory behind Grooteske Hospital. And yeah, man, I started studying fine arts. And none of I didn't say goodbye to anyone in Joburg.
You didn't have time?
I didn't have time.
Yeah, 2 days.
And no one believed me. And I literally left that whole life and started a new one here. And it was 4 years of studying, the hardest shit that I've ever had to do, bro.
Okay.
In the first year of doing art school, you have to do 8 different courses practically. So that's like drawing, photography, painting, sculpture, printmaking, new media, and 2 more. And that shit is, and you have to do gallery reviews, and you have to write thousands of words in essays. And dude, my first fucking essay that I wrote in hand, because at my high school we never did essays on you never typed them.
Yeah.
So the first 2,000 word essay that I had to do, I wrote it up by hand, and my lecturer comes to me and when I handed it in, she's like, "Why did you write it?" And I was like,
"What do you mean?"
Yeah, and she was like, "No, you need to type it out. You need to have this kind of spacing. You need in-text referencing. This is the fucking font that
put it into that other thing that checks if you plagiarize it."
Dude, so coming here was a big adjustment, because I felt like I was dealing with third world resources, even fourth world resources in Joburg, and then you come to this European tertiary institution, and there's all these expectations. So that shit fucked me up. But as soon as I adjusted, all I had to do was keep my average above 55%, which I did, and I killed it.
Right.
And once I did my honors, that last year I was the only person that sold out my graduate exhibition in my year.
What do you mean?
So
everything you exhibited for your graduation was sold out. Sold every single fucking thing.
I sold 22 artworks in one evening.
Farai, I'm so shook. Like,
but also,
I did not know this shit.
Yeah, so 22 artworks in one evening. But it's crazy because it wasn't a solo act.
What the fuck? No, regardless, nigga. Like, that's fucking crazy. And this is your graduation. Like, it's not even like you're trying to sell anything. You are there to show art because you've graduated, and this is what I guess you have to do.
Yeah, sold out. I was the only artist in Michaela's to sell out in 4 years, 5 years. And honestly, they don't really put respect on my name, but that's fine. I don't need it.
It's a color. Yeah. Respectfully, we are where we are. Mm-hmm. We're in Cape Town.
But I'm super grateful for the opportunity, regardless.
That's insane, though.
Yeah. So from that point,
what?
Yeah, I know. But it's crazy because I had homies that helped me transport art that were in the space talking on my behalf, like Khotso, Kumo, Salek was there.
So now I kind of get more references to the homies that you actually been homies with. Probably when I saw you 2 years ago, because that's last time I was in Cape Town. Those are homies that you have actually known before that.
Before anyone knew. Bro, you know what I mean?
Because I thought you guys just met because of the sound. So you guys really been knowing each other.
Salek, Khotso, Kumo, Terrence, those homies all knew me before there was any
anything.
You know what I mean?
Dope.
So with Leaf Apparel, that's why we went to Soul DXB, went there as ambassadors, got to meet the most amazing people and get exposed to this amazing subculture and ecosystem. Khotso obviously did the most for me, as well as my own mentor, and taking me places, introducing me to people, guiding me on how to make sales psychology.
Yeah, which was sick,
dude. But unfortunately, artists and a lot of my own peers and colleagues, they don't have the know-how, or they don't fucking have the ability or agency or even agility to sell their own stuff. That's why they go to galleries and ask galleries to sell their stuff, and the galleries.
But don't you think it's a bit easier right now to kind of sell your own stuff in terms of social media?
Not everyone is good at social media. That's the thing.
So can you say artists aren't good at social media? I mean, people that art buyers aren't good at social media, or they're not trying to buy your art on social media? I'm just asking. I'm just very curious.
I think there's a very interesting and complex system behind the sales of art through the internet, and then we can obviously have a conversation about cryptocurrency and NFTs. But before that, artists aren't, and even in art school, you're not given the tools, the capitalistic tools to sell. The first time one of my lecturers guided me or started having a conversation about pricing artworks was in my 4th year, in the 2nd semester. They're yeah, bro. They're the amount of hours that you spend doing the artwork, the materials that you spend doing the artwork, transportation fees. No, combine that to make this equation. I was but guys, also 2 years before this, I was selling art in
already.
And so the system and the schooling, it's backward, you know?
I guess it's exactly how I feel in my last conversation, on the last episode I had with someone called Sibu Mabena. I was telling her that
actually saw that one.
I had a big beef that in South Africa we weren't being told. I had a big beef in South Africa that we weren't being told about life orientation. Life orientation was not teaching me about selling or buying. No, not selling or buying. About starting a company.
Yeah.
I had a beef that they weren't telling me that I need to financially have my shit on check.
Yeah.
I had a beef with that. And I had a beef with that solely because how do you tell me as a black man to start a company? I start a company, but now I know nothing about taxes. absolutely
Dude, and
nothing
even
about
like,
taxes.
like bookkeeping, bro. Like
Bookkeeping is
such a crazy.
Like, I know nothing about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's, for me, was a beef, because it's like, how do you guys put me in this space and tell me to do what I do, and I do that, but then you don't come with the information to actually make that access easier. Yeah. So I had a big issue with that. So I'm seeing that right now. Just hold on, yo, right there.
But that's the same, dude, the thing. And
that's how I'm seeing the same flaws in what you were studying, because they teach you how to make the car, but I'm not taught how to sell and drive the car. Like, if I'm making a car, if you teach me how to make the car, you also need to teach me how to sell the car.
Yeah. So
I mean, it only makes sense.
Exactly. So basically, art school just consisted of being prepped.
You want to smoke? You can if you want. I don't know. Very relaxed.
Yeah, I do. But the thing is, now we've got video footage of me smoking in a room that I'm not supposed to be smoking.
Okay, yeah, then don't smoke. Carry on. Carry on. No, we don't cut. I told you we don't cut.
Anyway, we're gonna keep it natural.
Let's carry on. We don't cut. You could literally open that window.
Yeah,
and
then we will not talk about, let's start the conversation if continuity sake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we literally just gonna talk.
That's what will happen. I'm down. So
we literally don't cut, but we're gonna carry on talking.
Art school just preps people and creatives to be like exploited.
Part of the system.
By galleries. They literally just like warm you up to be like
the system.
Bro.
It's like going to school, you're taught to work for someone, you're not taught
and that's the craziest thing, dude. The craziest thing is like...
Respectfully, by the way.
Yeah, the craziest thing is like, how am I in one of the best institutions on the continent and I'm not even getting the tools in order to like be an entrepreneur, become an entrepreneur, like,
and get 100% of what I'm creating.
Dude,
that's weird as fuck.
Let me actually like get into this. The whole Samurai and Farai anonymousness.
Yeah, no, that's the right word. Anonymity.
It was born from like this frustration.
Right.
It was born from what I'm talking about. It was born from this anger and this disconnect, because I was like, I'm here to learn, but I'm so aware of what I'm not being taught. You know, so how do I negotiate that? And I negotiate that by using my creativity to like comment on that, you know.
Right.
So I started doing, I guess, graffiti, vandalism, tagging, but I kind of followed the footsteps of like Jean-Michel Basquiat and his like Samo concept, where I was doing like textual artworks that were like provocative, where I was like, I'd write something on the walls in the bathroom and say like, what am I learning at art school? Option A, white neoliberalism. Option B, Christianity. Option C, that black people don't exist. You know, like things like that. Your white walls look ugly without my art. So much to a point where I got caught. Not because they caught me in the act. They like, I was like 16 pieces deep, and then they like took pictures of all of them, sent me an email on my like UCT thing.
How they know it was you?
Because like none of my peers were like made art like me.
Oh wow.
Like I also stuck out. So also only 75 people started studying art with me, and we were left with 37.
Yeah, that's how university is, dog.
So you know, yeah, I stood out like a sore thumb. Because also you must not forget that 2015 fees must fall, roads must fall, and that ended in 2017, 2018. So right. my like introduction to the tertiary education system came with this political
background.
Yeah,
right.
You know, those experiences like introduced me to people like Imran Christian, who, you know, gave us an amazing documented body of
right. I saw that from the beginning. Yeah.
So that influenced my identity.
Forgot. So Imran was also at UCT?
No. Imran was
just met on the streets.
I literally met the homie after we pushed down the gates of Parliament on the 21st of October. We're inside protesting, pink tear gas, bullets flying. someone grabbed his camera, the police grabbed his camera, I grabbed it back, gave it to him, we ran into company gardens. And
the police grabbed his camera, so it was gone.
Crazy.
So how did you grab it back?
My man, I grabbed it back, like, homie grabbed it, the homie was like, nah, we're gonna get you. And I was like, yo, give the homie the camera. I had no idea who he was, and that was when we met. But art school after that, I was like, yo, I'm not about any of you. Like, you white dinosaurs, I'm here to like keep you on your toes.
Right.
None of these people around me
are on the same page.
Yeah, and as a black person, like I was super angry and like supercharged, which I feel like I refined and focused, but I became very like vulcanized and volatile, and which was important.
Yeah, I feel like that as well. Like there's a point where you get like very angry at the system.
Yeah, and it's important.
It's important, but you also understand that being angry is not gonna help you with anything. Nope. And like what's really important is being part of the system and changing it from inside. So that's one of the things I've really learned, like from a high point of view, is that like the easiest way to really change any system is from inside. You can't change it from outside. I can't change it from outside.
Yeah, I think you can have an opinion from outside. You can have an impact
from outside, but you can't change it.
No.
You need to be part of it. You need to know how the system works.
Yeah, but I also feel like it's a trap convincing or believing that you can change anything. Personally, I feel like...
You don't think you can?
I don't think you can change things for the collective. I think you can change things for individuals.
I don't believe.
I think collective change is...
I can give you an example. I can tell you why I say I don't believe.
Okay.
So it can... Look, it can always start as individual, right? Mm-hmm. But the individuals that you select always have to be the individuals that are the best at what they do. So that those individuals prove a point. And after those individuals prove a point, that will always open the doors for the collective. Always open the doors for the collective.
Yeah, but the thing is, the collective can't be trusted. You know why? Because people are ignorant. And that's just a fact.
Fuck. You're right.
People are ignorant.
You're right.
When you give ignorance the tool of change, people don't want responsibility, bro. People don't want the responsibility of like taking charge of their lives.
Can I tell you why you know what's the funniest thing about what you're saying now? On Tuesday, you're fucking right, but on Tuesday, I was with my doctor, right? And he took out my stitches on my head. And then he said the most profound thing to me, and it's the weirdest thing. He asked me what I do. I told him I'm self-employed. And he's like, okay, cool, carried on talking. And then later stage, he was like, you know, in life, I forgot what I was talking about, but he was like, in life, there's two different types of people.
Yeah.
There's a person that wants to work,
mm-hmm.
get their money,
yeah,
and after he gets his money,
spends it on what?
Get paid and carry on with his family life. He wants a simple life. He also does want to get a job. I mean, he also wants to be rich, but he doesn't have the tenacity and the perseverance to get rich. So he ends up still getting a job. And with him saying that, he's like, then there's another person. There's a person that doesn't mind starting their own company, and they understand that they're willing to take a risk. And he was telling me solely based on testosterone.
Testosterone?
Yeah, testosterone. Because, okay, so obviously, yeah, I'm explaining to you why. No cap, I'm explaining to you why. This guy's a neurologist, right? So I got into an car accident, probably 2 weeks ago, a week ago. And this guy put the stitches in my head.
Yeah.
And to take them out, I went to him. So as I get to him, he asks me, were you drinking? I'm like, no. He's like, he laughs. That's the first thing that happens. He laughs.
Did you blood test?
No, I didn't. Like, the cops and cops the scene. But he starts laughing, like, ha ha ha, no, you're joking. Like, you were definitely doing something you weren't supposed to be doing. we laugh again. Like, we laugh together. Like, ha, 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 ha. No, you're joking, whatever. And then he's like, so, then he's like to me, he's like, so, let me explain something to you. He's like, so, I've seen a lot of your cases.
Yes.
He says, I've seen a lot of your cases.
Slightly problematic, but you know.
I've seen a lot of your cases where there was, especially where I stay in the area. He says, I've seen a lot of your cases where there's people like you that do what they do, what you did, and then they say you weren't how you were.
Yeah, of course. It's
And
simple.
I'll explain to you why that's the case. And I'm like, okay, cool. Listen, I'm not going to dispute you because you're the guy with the stats. Why? He's like, okay, cool. Why is because testosterone is what is it? It's
call it a catalyst.
hormone. It's a hormone that gives you the drive to think you can take a risk.
Yes.
So I'm like, no,
Yes.
why?
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, that's why you did what you did. It's because you were how you were and you thought, nah, I can still drive.
Yeah. You believed.
Because I know I can. So you know what? I'm gonna drive.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, cool. You got in the car and you drove. And then this happened. And we start laughing. I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, what you mean? It's like, yeah, dude, if you were with a girl or girls when you were how you were when you were driving, the girls are gonna be like, dog, I'm not gonna drive with you like this.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna Uber home. I'm not gonna drive with you in a car like this. And I stood there like this. I was like, okay, you've got a point there. Even though I wasn't driving with a girl, I was trying to take a girl home. Just to add that there. Just saying, you know, just for the just for the
context.
yeah. But anyway. But then
This is what it
so
is.
this homie's like, yeah, what made you drive and get into an accident was testosterone.
Wow.
Like it was nothing else but testosterone, because testosterone is a hormone that makes you think you can do it.
That is amazing. But you know why I think that's amazing? Because if you think about it like in the macrocosmic level, the only way that we can make our lives like what it is, like now being both self-employed, independent creatives, is because of our will to create.
It's a risk.
The perseverance, the belief.
Yeah.
So if that means like on a side or biological level that we have like a different hormonal system to other people, that's interesting.
It's highly possible.
I think also like on this level, which I love because like I'm super academic, but that's like Darwinism, that's evolution.
Yeah.
And that's why I truly believe like artists and creatives are the next evolution of humankind.
Yeah, like
no lie.
you know what? I was thinking about this the other day. It makes it so funny, dog.
Oh my God, Maxine. Can I take a call?
Take a call, dude.
It's my travel agent.
No, dude. Like,
She's
sorry guys, I told you guys this is live. We don't cut things here.
Hi, Maxine. Oh, sorry.
No, like, yo, man.
I'm supposed to call.
That's cool.
Oh no, I was supposed to call her at 12. And now I'm in this. You know how it happens. And guys,
really fine.
that's
really okay. I don't think niggas believe me. Like, it's really chill. Like,
got caught red.
I'm trying to keep this as real as how real life is, I guess. Like, those guys really take your call. Like, dude, like, it's a conversation. It's not an interview. It's not, we're not on TV, nigga.
Maxine? Hello? Hey, I'm fantastic. I'm so sorry. I know we had a call for 12 o'clock. Unfortunately, oh goodness. This is as real as it gets. Maxine? Hi. I'm so sorry. I know we had a call for 12 o'clock. Unfortunately, I double booked myself. I'm currently sitting in a conversation / interview that I need to be present in. As soon as I'm done, I will make contact with you. Is that okay? Also, this girl she doesn't have network. Oh my goodness.
So you've seen the same thing 300 times?
Literally. Can
That's
you
do you want to make calls on my phone?
After 1 p.m. double booked.
That's why I hate like that WhatsApp call. Hate it. If you ever WhatsApp call me, I reject your call immediately. No cap.
For real?
I'm actually not joking. I'm actually really not joking.
Okay.
I barely take a WhatsApp call. Like, it's not...
Dude, it's okay.
It's not my thing. Like, if you really want to talk to me, come with the airtime, dog. Dude. Come on. Yeah. Come with the airtime, bro. Respectfully, bro. Like, for real. But dude, I want to go back to your life. Like, I know we're going over tangent, and I hate this.
Yeah. No, but it's good.
I'm gonna explain why I hate it. Because I've known you for so long, and it's very easy for us to really just talk about something else.
Yeah, true.
So I really need to go back to
let's bring it back to
UCT story.
Yeah, let me bring it back.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Let's take it back.
So the whole political movement that I actually was really involved in, man. Like, I was on the news, I was on the Sunday Times. Like, I was really like a political activist for like some time in my life. And I really believed that my art needed to be tied with like political commentary.
Same.
Especially, you also get trapped in the narrative as a black artist that your artwork needs to be about being black and being politically in a situation. And I don't believe that. And personally, and I don't actually care about saying this live, I don't resonate with black artists that make work about the black identity. And that's not a shot or...
It's not a shot. It's actually what Michael Jordan said.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan said, he didn't say the exact same thing, but sorry to interrupt you, man.
No.
But Michael Jordan was in an interview for his documentary, the one that's on Netflix, and he was asked why isn't he talking about the political scenarios, and why isn't he, because the kind of figure that he is, why isn't he speaking out? And he was like, yo, I'm not speaking out because like that's not who I am. Like, that's not what I do. But I believe in the scenario. I will donate money, but I'm not gonna speak about it because it doesn't resonate with me on that level for me to communicate about it. And he said specifically that he doesn't. Look, I'm putting it in his words, obviously, so don't quote me. But he basically said he's not fake. Yeah. So he can't just go on record and talk about something that doesn't really resonate with him. Exactly. And for me, as someone that really works for himself respectfully, that's the type of person I'm trying to be. Like, I'm trying to get to a level where I don't talk about things I don't want to talk about. Like, and I don't do things I don't want to do.
Exactly.
I do them because I want to. And if someone, or if I believe in something enough, even though I don't want to talk about it, I can donate funds to that.
Yeah, but you don't need to substantiate your opinion by contributing to anything, which I feel like a lot of us do. So
sometimes you do.
Yeah, but like to bring it back, so all of this happened, and then Samurai Farai was born through like my commentary on the institute.
Why Samurai Farai?
Because Samurai Farai was inspired by Yasuke, and Yasuke was a Mozambican slave who was taken to China in the 15th century.
Okay.
And he rose the ranks in the dynasty in China and became the first like Afro-Black samurai in the history of all samurais.
He's the first
black samurai.
Okay. I kind of heard about something about that, but I love the context.
So on Netflix, they actually just made Yasuke the anime, which Lakeith Stanfield is the voice of the protagonist, and the entire scoring is done by Thundercat and Flying Lotus.
Okay.
Which is amazing. It's an amazing creative project. I really think everyone should watch it. But I really resonated with that because I felt like that was like a person of color who was like inducted into slavery, who didn't like allow his identity to like dictate his future.
Right.
But also like the discipline of the samurai, the legacy of the samurai, the context of the samurai. I felt like I was doing it. I felt like I wanted to create a pseudonym or an identity with my imagination that existed outside of like societal constraints.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of gender, outside of race, outside of class, outside of religion. I feel like the name on my ID book or ID card is constrained to that. So I was like, well, I know I've done all of this critical information and studying about like performativity.
Right.
And if I can use performance to create a creative like embodiment or an extension of my imagination, and that puts me at an advantage.
Yeah.
Because I can create an identity that is outside of me, you know, so that
basically like Baggy's dead.
Exactly, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So then now I actually have a protective layer. Like I have this pseudonym which defends the real me, you know? So anytime I'm in a situation where I'm forced to endure the like harshities of the world, I just present the performance, and the real sensitive motherfucker is like calm.
Right.
You know, because I mean sometimes I meet people and I don't even like say my like whole name. I'm like, yo, my name's Samurai, call me Samu, like, you know, because not everyone needs to be like, not everyone deserves access to you.
So let me ask you something. Asking people to call you Samu, don't you feel indifferent because that's what Basquiat called himself?
Yeah, but that's where the inspiration comes from. Like that's a legacy I feel like I decided to carry.
Okay.
You know, and it's not indifference. It's just like I would rather have a trap card. I would rather have the protective layer than none. Especially with my art, I'm a very sensitive person, and creating that identity, I felt like I could speak. Because now it's like, okay, Samurai Farai isn't a person of color. He doesn't know a classist boundary, he doesn't know a religious boundary, he doesn't know boundaries. So I can make anything I want to because
there's
now,
no boundary.
Yeah, I'm not a black artist.
You
know what I mean?
You could be anything.
I can literally, so that was the intention. And because like, I don't want to make work that is constrained by my physical identity.
Same.
Fuck that shit.
But fortunately, you know, in the fashion space, that's never like a... In the fashion space, fortunately, might I add, that's never been a constraint, if I can say that.
No.
But it's definitely classist. It's classist just like any other...
Like
any others.
Of course, I think it's more classist than race. I think art, the visual art realm is more racial than fashion. Like in fashion, it's like, look at Virgil. It's like, bro, no one gives a fuck that Virgil's black.
No, dog, definitely. No, but so let me explain to you what happens, right? But I'm gonna tell you what I think happens. What I think happens is that in fashion, they box you up.
Same in art.
Like you're a black designer. You're a designer, but when they're gonna write about you, you're a black designer.
Same.
So what Virgil did, and I don't really like talking about it most of the time, but like what Virgil did is, you know, on a very large scale, in our generation, in our time, in our decade, Virgil is what Basquiat did for art, but Virgil did it for fashion. Virgil was the first black designer to do it on the scale that he's doing it at. Just like what Basquiat did. Like, but on the level, no, dude, relax.
I keep hollering at you.
No, relax. But
can we chill for like 20 seconds?
We can. Dude, like, I told you I don't cut. Like, niggas think I'm joking. We don't cut. I don't know. You guys want to turn the camera to me, that one? Maybe so I can talk to it? I don't know. Because this nigga's busy. So this nigga went to go piss. We're still, like, rolling. We're really still rolling. Yeah, we're still rolling. But we don't like cutting. I can explain to you why we don't like cutting. Because like we really want it to be like really, really live. It's not live, but it's live. I don't know if you get what I mean. Do you guys get what I mean? I know you guys get what I mean. I know what you, I just hope everyone, or the person watching this gets what I mean. Yeah, like, we like cutting, but we don't like cutting. Everything going good? Bet. forgot the audio. You're so sorry because you have to go to the bathroom. You know what I think? I think you should use that one. I think it's the easiest one to close.
I think that
Be back. So you might have to turn this camera back to him.
it doesn't matter. I think that what
You wanna smoke?
Yeah, no, I'm not smoking. Just getting some air.
Respectfully, that's what's going on.
I think that what Virgil cannot, there will never be another Virgil.
Yeah, but no, they will. Listen, let me explain to you what happens, right? This is what I think happens.
Okay.
It's my theory. I'm a theorist, by the way.
Same.
So what I think happens is that every generation has someone that believes they can take it further, and not necessarily like the last person, but they can take it further solely based on what they want to do. Because I think what a lot of people don't understand is that like for me personally, I don't want to take it further because Farai took it the furthest.
Yes.
I want to take it further because this is what I believe.
Yes.
I don't know if you get what I mean. Like, this is what I believe and this is what I know I can do. It's not that I think Farai can't do it, but it's what I know I can do step by step. So because I feel like I can do that, that's what I'm gonna do. And that's what I believe. But like, that's what I think happened with Virgil. Like, I was watching a documentary last night about Colette. I didn't know about Colette ever in my whole fucking life. Colette, she Googled it. It's fucking crazy. Colette is like it's a store where before the internet they used to sell like limited shit. Colette. It's called Colette. They used to sell like limited shit. And I watched the documentary today and I was mind blown. One thing I was mind blown about is the owner. The owner doesn't look like she owns Colette. Yep. Second thing I was mind blown about is the concept. The concept was very
just different.
It's different.
But yeah. Let's bring it back because we're going away again.
Let's bring it back. Yeah. So that's what always happens. I told you that's what happens.
So the Samurai Farai thing
yes.
is what I'm still, was the foundations of like my career and like my personality.
Mm-hmm.
And it allows me to navigate the art world, which is incredibly lucrative, in a way where I feel like I'm protected by my pseudonym and I'm protected by my art.
Okay.
You know, so it was really important for me to separate.
Samurai Farai.
You know, I have to separate like my own experience as an individual in comparison to my experience as a creative.
100%.
Because I can't.
Two different people.
Yeah, I can't deal with the whole circus of being like
the person.
You know, because I don't need to, and people are not sensitive enough for me.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Before you carry on, have you ever sold your art to someone that you never thought you'd sell your art to?
All the time. All of my.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, but.
Okay, someone that bought your art, someone that bought your art, you know the English, oh my God. But has someone whatever, someone that bought your art, someone that you didn't expect to buy, like probably someone that's like completely different outside of your radius?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't have a radius. Everyone is my radius. I don't. No. Like,
you're
listen
lying
to me. I swear to you, bro.
I'm sorry, you're lying. Because I won't lie to you. Even with clothes, like there's certain people in my head I know they'll buy, but there's other people that I see wearing like a dead T-shirt, and I'm surprised.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be surprised.
No, I should be.
Why?
I should be surprised, and I'll tell you why. Because sometimes, you know, we've got a gift, and I'll tell you why it's a gift. It's like being an artist, like not even an artist, like a musician. It's a gift that sometimes you create something that resonates with someone you never thought it would resonate with.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
That's the beauty.
That is the beauty, but all of that beauty for me accentuates my like canon and what I perceive my audience to be.
Yes.
Because
that's why when people ask me about an audience, I can't answer that question.
No, but of course,
I never want to.
Dude, it's the same thing. Like, I don't just want people of color to buy my art. I don't just want white people to buy my art. I want
anybody that understands art buy my art.
Not even understand, bro. For me, the best situation is selling an art piece to someone who has never
seen art like this.
No, never spent money on art. That for me is the like most intoxicating experience. Sitting with
that's a good point, because also me.
You know what I mean?
Like someone's never bought anything high end, buying it, and it's like, oh shit, that's really sick.
That is like a drug, because
that's a really good point.
Yeah, I really believe that art is for everyone.
Yeah,
unfortunately, the discourse of art
resonate with everyone.
That's the thing, but because people are intimidated by art, people are intimidated by galleries.
Because people say it's an art people thing.
Yeah, I know it's
be.
not for me. Why? Because it's classist. It exists in this.
It really is classist, though.
It's completely fucking classist, bro.
But I can be honest with you and say why it's classist. Understand why it's classist, and it's classist because you get the most money for nothing. I'm sorry.
You can't say that.
I can't say
you
nothing.
You can say it, but
no. Let me shut my sentence.
Okay.
Not for nothing, but you get a lot of money for not working from 9 to 5, for doing something you don't like.
But
you
why?
work 9 to 12 for doing something you do like, and you get set for the price.
Exactly. So isn't it sad that the people who are working 9 to 5s believe that they have to work 9 to 5 to survive? Because I don't work a 9 to 5.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's sad, and I'll tell you why I don't think it's sad. I don't think it's sad because some people, that's what they know, and I've been taught. Yes. I've been taught to appreciate what some people think is correct, other than what I think is correct. You know what I mean? I need to just put that there because but yeah, like I've been mentally taught to understand like two sides of the spectrum.
Definitely.
Like my dad works for the government, for argument's sake. Like half my family works for like the government, but I don't.
And you don't.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to work for the government.
Literally.
I'll never work for the government.
Yes.
And with that, it has shown me how that's completely fine.
No, I think that there's a place.
Completely fine.
Of course it is. I'm not trying to exclude people. I'm just saying we need those people to be sheep. No, we need the sheep.
No,
so
stop.
We can know.
You can't call them the sheep.
We need sheep because the sheep only give us a reference point and context for what we don't want. If there was not sheep, there would not be people like
that's fucked up.
Okay,
you're right.
That's a fact.
We'll be honest. You're right, but I don't like calling them sheep because
it's what they are.
It's just.
It's what no, and I don't mean it.
You're right. I'm not going to deny that you're right.
Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, people, like I said, there's people don't want responsibility.
Yes, you're right. I'm not going to lie to you. You're right.
I hate.
However, I want you to look at yourself as I know a lot of people might hate our conversation because there's a lot of tangents here.
People will hate this conversation.
There's a lot of tangents, but the truth is, in life, there will forever be that one person that stands out. It's stands out not necessarily in what they do, but necessarily in how they think.
Yeah, but the only
and it's
way
just how it is.
Completely, but the only way we have outliers is because we have people that exist in the confines.
Yeah, outliers. I'm going to get back to your story because that's how we finished the show.
Story about me.
Yeah.
I sold out my grad show. I got...
It was very far. We really need to get back to that.
Yeah, I sold out my graduate show. I got approached by a gallery for 2 galleries after that. I had a few group shows. I did an artistic residency at Great Mall Studios in Woodstock, which was amazing. And that situational experience put me in a space as a fine artist where I could see the impact of my creativity for society.
Right.
I remember having...
Can I ask you why?
Yeah, let me get to that. I remember having a class of grade 4 kids from an Athlone primary school come to my studio for a visit with their teacher, and I had like these kids in my studio, and I was talking to them about my work, and through talking to them I realized a lot. I think the first thing I realized was, holy shit, my indoctrination in art school it gave me a language or a vocabulary that real people don't understand.
Okay.
You know, like as an artist, like you can just like speak English, but use vocabulary that people have no like relation to.
Right.
So I remember having these kids around me and being like, fuck, I need to actually just simplify what I'm doing.
Dumb it down. Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, I'm creating this to speak on that and like challenging this confine and this rhetoric. These kids are like 8 years old, 9 years old. And then I just simplified. I was like, listen, I love to use primary colors. I use my art to like firstly heal myself and put myself in like a good mental space. Like I feel like I would still be an artist if no one knew me, because art is the only thing that I think keeps me alive. Making and creating is the only reason I actually want to be here. And like communicating that to kids and saying, hey, listen, if you just want to draw, paint, create, you can. You don't have to
be part of the system.
Yeah, you don't have to find yourself in a situation where you're doing things for people that you don't want to do. You're confined to deadlines. You're driving 3 hours to go to work and 2 hours to come back, and you hate your life. So a lot of my practice is to try to inspire. It is to inspire, and I know I'm inspiring, but I just want people to have enough courage through maybe seeing what I do to make a risk, to take the risk.
Right.
You know, the same way like you took a risk. Mm-hmm. We literally, whether it's the testosterone or the will or the perseverance, we were brave enough to try. And sometimes I just wish people would try, bro. You know, like, it's not like you just want to sit back and think, oh, fuck, this could be so cool. Like, failing is also cool.
I can explain to you why I think what happens like what you said, right? Look, what I think happens is, you know, the one thing that taught me during lockdown is something that taught me something.
Bang, I have to stop you.
Why?
Because you're going to go on a tangent again.
No, I won't.
Okay. Go for it.
I'm very surprised you thought I was going to go on a tangent.
Yeah,
but during lockdown, what happened is I saw a lot of people that tried to go online, and that's people starting their own businesses. Like what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Might I add.
Yeah.
However, going to university for me was something that made me understand that when you're doing real life shit, you really need to do something you're passionate about.
Completely.
Like university really showed me what I'm passionate about and what I'm not passionate about.
Yeah.
Because it required extra energy and extra effort from me, but from a place of not doing harder, but doing things because intentionally.
Exactly.
And doing things intentionally requires
courage
and doing things because you want to do it, you know what I mean? And half the things, like I will not lie to you, the first thing that I studied when I went to university after school was engineering.
Wow.
I didn't do that well.
Of course not.
I got into it, but I didn't do that well. I didn't do that well because it's not what Bangy does.
Do the same thing, like
it's not what I does. Second year, I left, went to UJ, started doing architecture. That was good, but the thing that was good about it was because I could dress. It was an architecture school and a fashion school in one. So the fashion people study maybe 2 floors up, but the architecture people study like 2 floors down. So I knew when I go there dressed up in what I made, niggas gonna ask me, yo, what's good?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I resonated with. But that's what showed me. You know what I mean? And it's just about passion. It's about passion.
Yeah.
It's truly about passion.
Dude, on that note, it's so crazy to start to jump off of that. So in my third year, like in art school, you have 2 exhibitions per year.
Yeah.
To showcase, obviously, the work that you make during whatever. So in my third year,
Is this the third year? Were you working at Clark's or not?
I was, yeah. I worked at Clark's for 2
From the third or your second year?
From my second year till I graduated. So
Okay.
yeah, 2.5 years from now.
Why did you work at Clark's? It's not
I worked, yeah, so I got the bursary, I went to Res, and then like from the third year you have to move out and live somewhere else, and like NSFAS give you like money to like do that, but I didn't have enough money to like sustain a lifestyle that I wanted. So
Okay.
whether it was food, whether it was clothes, whether it was going out, whether it was just existing. So got this job at Clark's and literally slaved, bro. Like, and like I slaved like 5 days a week most times, 10-hour shifts, like fucking slanging scrambled eggs and coffee at like 6:45 in the morning to like 5, bro. And literally for like maybe 1,000 rand, 500 rand if I was lucky. And that taught me humility, you know, which I feel, and perseverance and hard work, which I feel a lot of people don't know, and they don't.
How long did you do that for?
Pardon?
How long did you do that for?
Dude, I did that. I started working behind the bar or in hospitality when I was 16 years old.
Okay.
I grew up in a family I grew up with my mother, and my mother never had extra cash for me. You know, like the entire duration of my university, my mother never gave me money. You know, it was pure hustle and work ethic, and that work ethic still sits with me, bro. Because
Same here.
you know, like
I totally get what you mean.
Yeah.
Because I've never. Will I take that? Please pass the play energy drink right there. Because we need some drinks up here. I feel like we're talking for long, but anyway, I don't think anyone cares.
No.
As much. Probably shouldn't, but anyway.
Dude, fuck, man. The work ethic is like the only thing that separates me from anyone else.
Same here.
And that's why when people like, and it was, dude.
Same here.
I remember I had this conversation because in my res it was the med students, the actuaries, and eco people.
Yeah, those guys are work hard.
Dude, so it was like, out of like 400 people, there were like 5 of us doing humanities.
Okay.
So we like stood out. Remember like sitting in the canteen like one dinner evening with these med students, and they were like, to me, you're so lucky you get to study what you love. And I was like, what? Huh? I'm lucky? Why the fuck are you not studying what you love?
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean? It's like, no, my mom, my parents, this, that. And I'm like, nah, this is what separates me from you. I do what I love. Yeah. And I don't ask for anyone's permission to do it. Yeah. I just do it. But you wait for someone's affirmation or someone's thumbs up or opinion. I don't do that. And I can't be around people that wait for a thumbs up. Yeah. That's not how we move.
It's tough.
You know? So,
tough times, dude.
But like, to bring it back, I did an independent career thing here after my UCT experience, and then had the opportunity to work as an art auctioneer on the cruise ships.
How did that happen?
Long story short, I was literally in the gym with my friend Lisejo, and he was like, hey, what are you doing this year? I'm like, oh, no, fuck, I'm just trying to sell art. He's like, well, I know about this gallery my friend is working for on the cruise ships. I think you should apply. 500 people apply like per week for this, and I wrote an amazing proposal and just wanted to express like authenticity, and I got the job.
How many people besides you got the job?
2,000.
2,000 people on the cruise ship. Okay,
2,000 people applied in that space.
But on the cruise ship, how many people are there?
Working about 500, 600.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So trained for 6 months here via Skype with my like teacher overseas. Flew to Miami. Did 2 weeks in Miami. Did 2 weeks in Detroit, Michigan. And I got put on a ship that was basically sailing from Tampa to Costa Rica to Mexico to the Caribbean.
Crazy.
And we work 7 days a week, bro.
Crazy.
Setting up exhibitions 3 times a week, art auctions. Bro, setting up 300 artworks every second day, like on easels, like
What?
work that I thought I knew how to work hard until I went to the cruise ships.
Why? What's different there?
No days off, and you live on the ship. You know, like
Yes, like it's you live or you work, basically.
bro. And if you think of it, like to even like for us to say, hey, let's get an Uber and go.
You can't.
Man, we are in a confined space. We're literally living in a room that's like half of my studio.
Really?
With another person. You have no space, you have no personal life, you have no social life, you're just working. And I was ready to commit 3 years of my life for that because I knew my vision, and my vision was to open up my own gallery and my own space. You know, so I did that. Corona hit. I got stuck on a cruise ship for 115 days, Bangy.
What?
115 days, my dog.
Because of Corona?
My dog. Corona hit.
Wait. Say, you have to say that again.
115 days I was stuck on a ship, and I got sailed home from the Caribbean islands.
This is South Africa.
Past the equator, past the Horn of Africa.
How does that take?
How long?
Yeah.
3 months.
Oh! Are you joking?
Dude. Sailing, no birds, no land, no trees, ship. Sometimes like level 5, you can't even go out, people must bring you food. 3 months.
Dog, you lying.
And I'm saying this now
You're
because
lying.
it's important for people to know.
You're lying.
That duration, that trip, 7 people committed suicide.
Because of the hectic. How they commit suicide?
Various ways, I don't want to get into that. But
No, but that's so deep.
7 people, bro, and it was intense, bro. Like, the most intense
Was it
mental
hectic?
experience that I've ever went through. No cap.
Okay, okay, I want to ask you a question right now. Why would you say it was a mental exercise if you're out?
Because it was a mental exercise because there was so many things being projected, or it was, okay, firstly you must understand the context. We were all working and then work stopped, so no guests. So you don't have anything to do.
Yes.
So you have your days open-ended, but you can't go anywhere.
In the cruise ship.
And
But how big is a cruise ship?
dude, like,
It's big.
yeah, but
Where you
like
going?
100 meters from bow to back, maybe.
Yeah, so where you going if you're not going anywhere?
Exactly. Maybe I'm going to play basketball. Maybe I'm going to like fucking play video games. Maybe I'm playing cards with homies. Maybe I'm having a drink. Maybe I'm smoking. Like no weed, mostly alcohol, and socializing with people who you don't know. And
Okay.
it was a mental marathon because you don't know when you're getting home. Firstly, we spent 45 days in Tampa, Florida, parked.
45 days.
Not knowing when we could fly, not knowing when we're leaving, not knowing if Corona's real, not knowing if anyone has Corona on the ship. So the limbo, the unknowingness, the uncertainty.
Are you serious?
Dude, it was crazy. But during that time, I remember like ordering some like art supplies off of Amazon in those first 45 days because we could still get packages. So I ordered like a sketchbook, some markers, and like some like watercolors, which I still have. And I was like, I need to just make. So that body of work was specifically designed to comment on body language.
Okay.
And body language, why? Because how do our bodies communicate how we feel mentally before our words do?
Okay.
And that was really important to me because I was really frustrated. And
Right.
I was like, I'm not talking to anyone, but my body is like lethargic. It's stuck in this space. So that body of work, which sold out when I came here, literally like.
Oh, so it's so loud. The shit you made on the ship.
And
Holy
even got
shit.
picked up by Sports Scene, bro. It's so crazy.
Nigga,
And Reebok,
you're
it's so
lying.
weird. Dude, so I come back.
So, wait, dog. Like, what the fuck you mean?
Dude, it's wild, dude. It's wild.
What?
I don't even tell people, bro, because it's just wild.
Like, what?
It's wild. So I come back. Thank God, they dropped me off in Durban 2 weeks.
But how? How do you get dropped off in Durban?
Off the ship, dog? Because that's the only place
So that's the only-
ship can take you because of the size.
So they can't take you to Cape Town?
No.
Why?
Because they don't
Too
have
big.
ports. Yeah, they don't have ports for us.
Okay.
So went to Durban, 2 weeks quarantine, had to take a bus from Durban to Cape Town.
Oh my God.
When I got to Cape Town, like I had nowhere to stay, and Khotso, I literally lived like in Khotso's like upper place for like 2 months. And whilst I was there, I was making and creating and like using that body of work to like.
The same body of work?
Yeah. And
Okay.
I actually sold an artwork whilst staying there. Like this thing was literally like this, and you see this? I had a painting on the wall just like this, like in motion, in work. And someone came there that was visiting him and was like, yo, I really like that. How much is that? And I was like, long story short, sold it for a bunch of money.
How much?
17. And off the wall, and I was like, well,
You
okay.
saw it at that point in time? Like on the spot?
On the spot. Sent cash.
17 on the spot?
Yeah.
On the spot.
So then from that point, what I did was realize that clearly this body of work is important and I need to keep pushing it. Worked with Ideas Cartel, did some live paintings.
How did you work with Ideas Cartel?
So what I would do was I would bring in artists who I saw potential in and curate their work in Ideas Cartel for certain.
To curate is like in terms of choose what should be in here?
Yes.
Okay.
Like put the works up, curate the works, decide
Okay,
on the
but
artists.
by the way, the reason why we have this, hold it up proper for the people. The reason why we have Bulldog Gin is because he's a face. This guy right here. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Bulldog. We're enjoying.
Beautiful. Anyway, Kara.
So what I would do is like I'd curate the artworks, curate the artists, and just introduce a creative aspect to, you know, a hotel event.
Okay.
So that was kind of the springboard. I did like I think 4 or 5 of them, and realized like, okay, well, this is clearly something that's working.
How many did you sell throughout all of them?
Dude, I helped some of my art. I helped one of my artists sell out like 8 artworks.
One night?
Yeah, I helped another artist sell 2 or
Wait.
3.
8 artworks in one night?
Yeah. Because
Like one night?
Dude, I came back with like the sales acumen that like no one in SA had.
Yeah, because of the cruise ship.
Yo, dude, like the way I
I'm
was
saying, like
thinking-
one night.
One night. The way I can speak to people about art and sales and
So I want to ask something because I don't know much about art selling. When it comes to art selling, do you like sell based on what you say, or it's just how the artwork looks? Because when I've been in a gallery, it's just like how the artwork looks, and if I want to buy, I'm buying.
it's deeper than that.
Okay,
Because
tell me.
if you are in my gallery space and I can see you have interest, I'll approach you and I have a set of questions that will lead to
Like
me.
what? I'm just very
Yeah, no,
curious.
so like if you're like staring at my artwork, I'll come to introduce myself, like, hey, beautiful artwork, don't you agree? You never ask questions that, it's called an open-ended question.
Yes.
So you don't ask
Just leads
questions.
to another conversation.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, hey, this artwork's beautiful, don't you agree? Yeah, I do agree, it's beautiful. Oh, I mean, I think it's beautiful too. Tell me what you like about it. From that point, I will figure you out. And then if I know that you're either invested in color, form, composition, then my job is then to assess what your price limit might be, not by even asking you, but like sussing you out like that.
Okay.
So
Let's see what piece you have, like, that you're dressing, or that you're
yeah, so
right
you're
now.
talking to the piece, or just like the way people
dress.
kind of present themselves,
Right.
you know? It's called qualifying. So if I can qualify, like someone that's willing to spend 90,000 on a Picasso ceramic, which we used to sell,
Yeah.
doesn't look like someone that's willing to spend $500 on a drawing.
Right.
And also that conversation can be inversed, because at the same time someone can look like they can drop 90K,
But they can't.
But they don't, yeah. So learning that and using
dope.
those abilities
That's fucking dope.
helped me secure so many sales, and I was like, fuck, I want to teach other people to do this.
Yeah, that's
No, I
fucking
don't want
dope.
to just do it for myself.
You should have a lesson. Like, that's
You know,
dope.
like I need to definitely have like a TED talk at some
You
point.
do.
But,
You do.
you know,
I'm going to be 100 with you. You do. And I'll tell you why. Why you do is because, you know what you just said is like a lesson in itself.
Definitely.
a lesson to sell is a lesson in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people don't know how to sell, especially in the new generation. Like right now, we've got the internet, and a lot of people sell via YouTube. A lot, like not in South Africa, maybe, like internationally. They have their link after their show, whatever. But that's how they sell. And what I'm saying is like what you just said to me right now is that the direction of where things are going is what it is. What you just say.
Because people aren't having conversations anymore, bro. Like the internet is stopping you from like making physical contact.
Yeah.
And physical contact is a beautiful thing, which I really enjoy. So like, I came back, did these things with Ideas Cartel, and then long story short, obviously completed the mixtape cover art for Aries.
Okay. How did that happen?
How that happened was, I think it was last year, November.
I'm very curious.
Yeah, it's actually a very interesting story. So last year, November, I was just busting out artworks, doing my thing, like I said. And my homie Boy Wonder, so my youngin' from high school, he hits me up. He's like, yo, G, I'm doing some work with this hip hop artist, and I recommended you to him because I really think that you could do some work with him. But at that time, I was also like, I'm super vocal. So I was like, yo, I remember making a few posts like, fuck these boring ass South African like hip hop artists. All you do is take a photo of yourself and then like that's your album cover.
Cool. Yeah.
You know, like can you guys just fucking be more unique?
Yeah.
And he like screenshotted it, obviously sent it to Reese, and Reese resonated with it. Literally DM'd me in November. He's like, yo dog, I really fuck with your shit. I'd love if you could send me, I'd love if you could do the artwork for my like, next mixtape.
Did he tell you what the mixtape was about?
He sent me the mixtape 7 months before.
In the music?
He sent me the mixtape 7 months before it dropped. So I had the mixtape and I got to listen to it before anyone. And obviously I signed an NDA and shit.
Crazy.
I spent like, I think, 4 months only listening to Reese and like interpreting the emotions into a visual.
I think that's fucking up, I'm sorry. I think that's doing too much, eh?
Yeah.
But can you hear the sounds good?
It sounds good.
Carry on.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, just had to.
So I had that mixtape, did the artwork, sent it to him.
And you made it?
Yeah, but when I mailed it, posted it, but when I sent it to him, I also like sent him like 2 or 3 other like prep drawings I did, just like for this, just to be like, yo dude, love, put these up, it's yours. So what he did was he leveraged those as like single covers. Leading up to the drop.
You lying.
Bro.
You lying.
I was lying. Dude, I was like, oh my
You
God.
lying.
And it was unexpected. Like,
No, but you lying.
I didn't even, bro, I
No,
gave
but
it
you
to
lying.
free.
You lying.
3 singles, my artwork, my
No, but you
artwork,
lying.
my artwork, mixtape drop.
You lying. You lying. You lying.
Boom.
This guy's lying to us. Everybody listen.
No, I ain't even lying.
Right now. You're lying.
I'm not lying, dude. From December.
What the fuck?
In November, I had like.
You sure? So all the albums for the singles for the album were yours. You lie.
I literally penetrated SA hip hop via art, and I'm the only nigga. There's no other visual artist in this country that has made.
No man, I hear you.
Image.
I don't even give a fuck about that. I hear you, and that's fucking sick. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But the fact that what you sent him as an extra was what actually stood up, because you gave him that as, okay, this is what you want for your album, but I'm gonna give you 2. You can hang them up if you want. If you want.
Like it was like a.
And that was, dude, I saw the art pieces. I can even show you my phone. I can really go to my Apple Music and show you those art pieces.
There's like 20 million.
Because that shit for me was like, oh shit. Dope art piece, but this is the first 2 singles are really dope. I'm not really like a hip hop nigga. I'm not like, I'm really a deep house nigga. But this is those songs, these albums really dope.
No, it's fucking amazing, dude. No lie.
So I saw the art pieces, I was like, oh shit. Dope, listen to it. But then when the EP dropped, then I saw it cool. Then after like probably 2 or 3 weeks, I knew you did it. I was like, oh shit, Farai did this. What? How?
Yeah.
Hola. I was like, how? No cap. I was like, how? Okay, Farai did this. Okay, shocking. Very dope. Okay, Farai did it. Dude. And so what I told you when I got here, it was shocking, not in the sense of disrespect, but it was shocking in the sense of Farai did it. I knew Farai for 7 years, and
I think
it didn't actually allude to this is what Farai would do.
But that even what you're saying
fucking
now,
big shot.
what you're saying now, I think reflects on a lot of people's opinions or attitudes towards art in this country.
I will not lie to you.
But because we don't understand the gravity of visual art in this country. We don't. And it's not because we're stupid, it's because we haven't been given the tools or the opportunity.
There's no story about it.
You know, so...
Or like we've been recording for quite a while, but carry on. I love the story, man.
Yeah. So I'm really happy that, you know, in terms of combining or being a bridge in between visual arts in this country and our hip hop culture, I'm that.
Yeah.
I just showed people that
you can do it.
And I did it, and that's
it.
You know, and there won't be another one because I did it.
You're the first one to do it.
And I got high school kids writing exams about me now. I'm doing lectures in like schools for people, and I'm like, bro, it's in the space of like 7 months, literally gained like 9,000 followers, and I don't know actually how to engage with them.
And after that, let me ask you, when did BlackBrick come into the play?
So BlackBrick came into the play in March, April.
What was going on when that happened?
I just did the Reese cover. I was managing a wine and cocktail bar here in Cape Town, like doing art, living in Camps Bay, but like no studio. Came here, met Viwe, amazing human being, and I saw artwork in the building from an artist that I actually put on in one of my previous
But how did you meet Viwe?
I came here for an event on the rooftop.
What event?
They used to host rooftop events.
Okay.
And
tell you what's funny? That's what I told you last night. That's how I met someone at BlackBrick.
Yeah.
It was an event, and I was just like,
they're really amazing.
Can I fly a drone? And they're like, yeah, this is what we do. I was like, what? This is what you guys do?
This place is really amazing.
That's what I'm trying to do.
The ethos, the rhetoric, the community.
Right.
So I came here, met Viwe. Basically, they were doing a competition to find an artist in residency. I applied late, and I was like, listen, fuck all of that nonsense. I'm here live now. I'm the best homie that you can put on. This is my portfolio. Printed a catalog the next day, had a meeting the day after. He was like, I love it all. You can live here for 3 months.
Is Viwe a woman or a man?
Viwe is a man. Viwe is a man.
Because I've never met Viwe, but ever since I got to Cape Town, I got to BlackBrick Cape Town, I've heard Viwe a lot of times. Is that the guy you were with in the morning?
No, yes, when you met me outside.
Yeah.
So I got the artist in residency and I was starting my murals and my projects here in the space. And like a month into that, they were like, hey, listen, there's a space and we need a food and beverage concept or restaurant. And me and Kim, like my partner, we were like, yo, we have these amazing ideas. She's in hospitality and she has these amazing ideas of like hotels. I know that I want my gallery space. So we combined that vision, got the necessary resources, literally articulated it, and now it's called the gallery you can eat at.
Yeah.
It's this whole space which is just focused on redefining the definition of
this guy, if you don't know. Yeah.
Redefining the definition of what galleries can be, you know. So we don't want pristine white walls. We don't want like just white people or white artists. We give more percentage or commission to our artists than any other gallery space in Cape Town, and we basically just give accessibility to emerging artists. And I am there to advise them, you know, not like some superior authority figure, but as someone that's gone through the trenches, that's worked to understand the knowledge. And I just want to I use the gallery space to share that knowledge and create a network and community of artists or expressionistic people that can all work with each other to like elevate. And I want to do that in every like country I go. Like this is the first one, and I want to make 10 more.
Right.
You know, I don't even like. That's why I'm like, I don't feel attached to this. Yes. I want to go to Barcelona. I want to go to Spain. I want to go to Portugal. I want to go to LA. I want like Dubai.
Fuck with that, man.
You know, and I have these connections, and I want to be a gallery creator in multiple spaces and countries. Right. Because I want... Beautiful, man. Yeah. I just want my IP to help other artists elevate themselves, bro.
And get more money out of the percentage.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that. I mean, I get that because the woman who got in here, you were the one that told me, I didn't know, that galleries take 50% of every art piece, which is, I think is crazy.
Bro, there's a gallery in Cape Town, I'm not going to mention them because it might be problematic, that take 90%.
90? So I made the percentage and you take 10%. Fuck you, dude. No, you're lying. You're lying. 90%.
90.
So basically what you're saying is...
Basically it's like you're just showing and giving exposure.
And my exposure is bigger than all the time you spend on this.
Basically.
That's bullshit.
Basically.
That's bullshit. And I'll tell you why it's bullshit. Respectfully.
Tell me.
Look, we'll end up very soon because I know it's 5 minutes to 12 before you end. It's bullshit because it takes a lot to be creative. I think a lot of people don't get that. That's number one. Number two, being creative, I think for me personally, with lockdown and curfews or whatever, it's made it very different. Because normally when there's, I mean, not even when there's whatever, but I'm extremely inspired by everyday activities. Yes. And lockdown made that very difficult because there's nothing really new happening. I'm in the same space every day, doing the same thing every day.
So you have to find inspiration in different places.
I have to find inspiration.
You have to force yourself to look for other
avenues. It's very fucking difficult.
But it's good.
Very fucking good. It's good. It's good because it's a challenge. It's a challenge.
But I think your brand is also, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but evolving because of that.
Right now, yeah.
Because, and same with my art, and like I'm here living at a hotel, working with the hotel, making art for a hotel. I would not be here if it wasn't for COVID.
100%.
That's a fact.
100%.
I would not be here. Because if COVID wasn't around, I would
wouldn't be here
trying to holler at galleries, trying to like do internships,
it's a fact.
Residencies. So
well, actually, that's a fact.
So it's this bittersweet thing, but really like COVID is here to help us evolve.
Help the people that can evolve. Help the people that can evolve.
And I know, dude, if ever things go back to normal, all of the shit that I've just done during COVID,
it's still good. Yeah, I mean, same here. And same here in the sense of like I don't like singing like on camera. I don't like singing like publicly, but COVID taught me how to really run a brand.
No, for real.
Like COVID really taught me how to run a lifestyle brand, and that's why right now we have a dead radio, but we're not selling main items. We don't have a collection out.
Can't wait to get my hands in some dead though, for real. You know, my hands can. I can't wait to be drenched in the dead. Known this homie for almost 6 years. I don't own anything. Buy bangies.
That's his
After
fault.
this interview, I'll be dripped out.
Yes, you will.
Please look forward to the images. Follow me on Instagram at Samurai Farai.
You can do that at the end, but you can't still in front of me now.
But you can follow me now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What this homie saying is like, what's happening right now, don't worry. Like what's happening right now is that like there's a whole transformation and we just trying to make the experience better. We just that's why we tell people we are a lifestyle brand, because we're just not about selling garments. Like we want you to live and feel very different when you put on a dead t-shirt. And that's why there's been like not no sales. I'm lying to you. Like that's why there's not been any releases. Yeah, because like right now it's a restructure, but restructure with sales, but restructure at the same time as we are trying to create a new dead. Because of how, I won't lie to you guys, because of how I personally feel. So how I personally feel right now, I just don't want to...
However you personally feel should be the fucking dictatorship of...
Yeah, but people don't understand when you're corporate.
People.
Like corporate, I was in a corporate meeting like just yesterday, and I was trying to explain to them the direction of where dead is going. And I explained to it more than once. And I couldn't understand it. Like, why am I explaining to it more than once? And what I was explaining is that, okay, the point that I'm at right now, I'm really highly inspired, to be quite honest. I'm not inspired by other things, but design-wise, I'm highly inspired by like your Rick Owens, your Ralph Simmons, people that are not like in the spotlight per se as a face.
Okay.
But if you see someone wearing the brand, you're all automatically know that they understand fashion. Automatically.
Definitely.
Like if I see someone wearing Rick Owens shoes, like I'm not asking you. Do you know Rick Owens?
Yeah, no, we know.
You're wearing it.
You're embodied. You're within
like,
the ecosystem.
And it's even besides the price. If I see you wearing him, I know I can come to him like, yo, dude.
If I can just say anything, bro.
Like, I'm sure art is the same thing.
Yeah, but yes, it is. I'll get into that in a sec. But your brand articulation has been very specific, and it's been unique. So don't ever think, and I know I don't even have to say this, but you'll never like succumb to the pressure. You will keep being yourself, and I know this because
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So I just know I love, and I also evaluate you like critically, and I approve. Keep it up. With the art, bro, it's the same.
Yeah.
Because
who you ask? Dude, I was watching a basket documentary. Even
Radiant Child.
Radiant Child, yeah. Nobody loves the Genius Child.
15 times.
I have a tattoo right here. Nobody loves the Genius Child. Like I live by that because it makes so much sense. Nobody loves the Genius Child because they truly don't understand what
I
it
see
means.
you have a lot of textual artworks on you. Like lots of text, eh?
So I can tell you what this is. Number one is my life path number.
Okay.
And because it's number one, I felt I needed to have it here.
Okay.
It's an atom. I learned about it, and obviously the accent fucked it up, but it's gonna come back.
Right.
But it's an atom. It's the first particle that was actually discovered by scientists. And because I understand it, it's not every second.
Watson and Crick
You know better.
were the two scientists that discovered the composition of the DNA structure.
Yeah, but when I saw this,
this is Isaac
made too much
Newton,
sense.
basically.
Yeah, when trust none, I had to get that because it's trust none. I have a tattoo, trust none. Had my tattoo dead. I have to. This is my nephew's name. It's his birthday today.
I like the text, bro. I like it.
I got this because like he's one kid that made me understand life. Like
Yeah.
it made me understand life. Like you know what's the funny thing about a kid? He could be angry today. He could be the fucking most angriest guy and go home. But when there's a kid there, you have to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot ever like show your anger to a kid, and that's why I had to get this because
I like that.
only
And the whole left side is just calm.
nothing.
So, dude, I got this
So
one.
I have a positive sign as a.
I got this tattoo on the ship.
Show it to them.
I got this tattoo on the cruise ship, done by like
Tiger.
a Taiwanese gentleman who was working in the laundry,
Dope.
and it's mad illegal. Like you're not allowed to do tattoos,
On the ship.
bro.
Why?
So because you're not allowed to. It's like a risk thing factor. So he literally
With
did
different
this.
air or whatever.
This guy literally was like, I showed him a reference image. I was like, cool. Literally sketched on my arm with a ballpoint pen, ink.
Crazy.
This thing is it's my favorite.
Crazy.
This was a tattoo I did by myself, hand, memento mori, misspelled, which is basically like, it's Latin for like the acknowledgement that we all live because we have to die.
Okay. That's not from some movie. I forgot which one.
Yeah, modus vivendi basically means, it's also Latin, but it's like an acknowledgement of coexistence.
Okay.
You know, so I acknowledge that I have to coexist with the life forms around me.
In order to be who you want, 100%.
Yeah, this symbol over here, me and Kimmy G.
Show it
shout out.
to the camera.
This basically is the symbol for my clothing brand that I'm about to drop, which basically represents the moon and the ocean and how they coexist and
Right here. By DS.
Yeah, it's not DS. It's actually like a Hebrew symbol that we've inverted, but visually it just represents the moon.
For real?
The relationship between the moon and the ocean here.
Dope.
Artist. This is a Basquiat symbol from one of his paintings called Man Dies.
Which is the one he made before he died.
Just before he passed. Yeah, this is basically Excalibur, which I know that I pulled off the rock, but it coexists with this beautiful like feminine image, which for me represents like the divine feminine.
Okay.
You know, which for me like feminine energy is it's sensitivity, it's creative energy.
Yeah.
It's nurturing.
So it makes men men.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep
So
it 100.
I think as men, like we need to also take a lot more time to.
Also, you have a very art. I don't know if it's on that hand or here.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
a very art symbol. I just forgot what it is.
This is the Fibonacci sequence,
Yes.
the golden ratio.
Yes, that's what makes art.
Yeah, it makes everything.
Symmetry.
So the Fibonacci sequence feeds into maths, architecture, fine art.
100%.
And over here we have Atlas holding the world.
Yeah.
The Greek god, and that's me because I got the whole world on my shoulders all the time.
Tell us again. Say that again. Why you got
I
that?
got the whole world on my shoulders. All
Come
the time.
on, tell them again, bro. What you got on your
I
shoulders?
got the whole world on my shoulders. So I put Atlas over here holding the world, which is me. And over here, I have a pharaoh, like on my.
I saw that in one of your stories.
Yeah, like on my sacral chakra because
Yeah.
it's like Tutankhamun.
I got an eye.
Huh?
I got an eye.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I got an eye.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got
that's
an eye
nice.
because I feel like.
She got like the eye of Horus. or something.
Nah, I wanted to just get an eye. And I'll tell you why. I want to get the eye of Horus, but I just got an eye, but that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Show him again,
So-
show him again. I'll explain to you after you.
So let me stand up, bro. So yeah, pharaoh on the front because like keep me protected in all the directions I'm moving. One of these like witchy hands holding like a crystal.
People are gonna hate me for this
I'm
episode.
like,
Oh my god.
Crystals.
It's like 2 hours
My
almost.
dad's name. R.I.P. Collins Engelbrecht. Art is war.
Come down.
How can you see it? Art is war because every single day is a battle with myself
Oh,
in order to be creative.
come on.
So
Come on,
I
bruh.
got the cubit over
Are you not entertained?
Got the cubit over here because like this man's like shooting at my heart, but I'm also always shooting at the hearts of people. You get me? So it's very standard.
Are you not entertained?
The body,
Like, are you not entertained?
Just trying to use my body as like a mobile, artistic,
I get it.
iconoclast,
I get
like
it.
symbol thing. But I think
I
we
get
should
it.
wrap up, to be honest.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
we
this
should.
has been mad dope.
It's really been. Like,
We're gonna go to the beach now.
yeah, but I've learned a lot about you. I'm very shocked because I've known you for like 7 years.
Yeah, dude, this was really dope. I'm glad. I'm so happy we had the time.
Like we did. We didn't even get halfway because I really want to know.
I know, but let's continue like off
Look.
cam though.
Okay,
No,
look.
off cam.
Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna be honest with you. 15 minutes. There's one thing I want to know before we wrap up.
15 minutes.
Yeah, we have 15 minutes to wrap up.
No, we
15.
got 5.
No.
Benny,
10.
you've had me here for almost an hour and a half.
I
No,
know.
do you have me here for 2 hours, dude? No,
Okay.
we got 5 minutes.
1 hour 45.
You see, we got 5 minutes.
Listen. Okay. One thing I want to know. How'd you get with BlackBrick? I know this personally, but the camera needs to know and everyone else needs
How
to
did
know.
I get with BlackBrick?
Yeah, like how did they come to your door?
I approached BlackBrick earlier this year.
Why? How?
Because they were looking for an artist in residence to contribute art into the building.
Perfect. Okay.
I applied, I showed them that I was completely versatile and deserving of it, and I've been here since April. As a result, I opened up a gallery space called The Gallery You Can Eat At on Instagram, Not a Gallery, and that's basically been our relationship. We've had an amazing dynamic occurring this year. I think we've both helped, I think my brand and their brand have helped each other really evolve and accentuate and just
Right.
show the world or show South Africa that like art is important,
Art is real.
you know, and it's also off of everything that, all the opportunities that I'm getting It's only a result of like the
Art.
importance of art.
Yeah.
It's not even me. That's why I got
Yeah.
the pseudonym, because it's not me. I don't
Yeah.
want the credit. It's the creativity, people's necessity to see things that inspire them. And
100%. I feel that.
you know, so I've been here at BlackBrick. I have the studio. I'm still doing a few more murals, and I run the gallery downstairs, which is a fucking phenomenal space, man.
Beautiful.
And I'm just really privileged and happy, and I want to do more. I want to keep on pushing. I want another gallery in like 15 more countries before I stop, bro. So
Dope.
Europe in November,
Okay.
potentially Dubai in December,
Okay.
and then I guess Africa maybe in the new year.
Yeah, I'm
See.
definitely going to Africa.
No, we
then
will
this
talk.
month. I told you.
Yeah,
Kenya or Ghana.
I think, but it's been such a pleasure, dude.
It's been beautiful.
Honestly.
Anyway, before we cut off, sir,
Yeah.
we did Motivation 101. What made you Farai? I know you guys have mantras. What's your mantra? What keeps you going every morning? What's the one thing you have in your mind?
The only thing that inspires me every single day.
It's not even about inspiration. It's about like, what's your thing?
What's my thing?
Every morning, like when you wake up, it's like, okay, I'm Farai.
Okay,
And
this is my
hustle
thing.
today.
This is my thing.
What's
It
your
might
thing,
sound
my nigga?
weird, but I don't give a fuck. This is my schedule. This is how I do it.
No,
Wake
not
up
even
in
your
the morning.
schedule.
No, this
What's
is how I
your
wake
thing?
up. Listen, this is how I wake up in the
I'm
morning.
talking about gym. What's your thing?
Listen.
Okay.
I wake up in the morning, every morning, like in bed. First thing I do is I speak to the universe.
Okay.
Verbally. Wake up and I'm like, yo, thank you, universe, for waking me up today.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like for real. Like you just woke me up. I'm acknowledge that. I probably like have a cigarette, like go pee. Then I look at myself in the mirror every single morning for at least 4 minutes, and I affirm and manifest what I want in my day
Okay.
and in my life.
Okay.
I look at myself in the mirror and I say, I'm abundant, I'm healthy, I'm grateful, I'm blessed, I'm protected, and I'm magical. Every
Okay.
single morning. That is
Dope.
my thing. And
That's
that thing
dope.
is because my mom taught me that when I was 8.
Okay.
And that's the only thing that helped me deal with like the death of my father, and that helped me deal with like all this trauma, is my relationship with myself. That's
Okay.
my thing.
Okay. That's dope.
That's my thing.
That's dope.
My relationship with myself, communicating with myself, affirming myself is the only thing that's gotten me into the space in my career. Cool, because I don't let anyone tell me that I'm good
What's
enough.
what?
I tell myself.
Dope.
And if I can tell myself every day,
No one else can say anything. Fuck everyone.
you know what I mean? So
I know.
daily affirmations, get yourself some crystals, meditate.
Chakra.
Do some research on the chakras and.
I don't fuck with that, but I hear you.
But you good though.
No, how do you know I'm good?
My man, you just survived like a life-ending situation.
Yeah, I cheated death, but how do you know I'm good?
And that's
I'm
the
good
thing.
because I believe in a lot of things that people don't believe in.
I know.
Look, before we end off, but yeah.
Dude, it's been such a pleasure.
Is this your Motivation 101?
Motivation 101, don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't do exactly what you want to do. Your parents might not always be the best conduits to direct you in your life. Don't be
Okay.
afraid to branch off away from your family.
Okay.
Your friends might not always want to see you succeed because of their own emotional structures and trauma.
Okay.
Learn how to be sustainable as an independent.
Come on, carry
human
on,
being.
brother.
Learn how to be sustainable, because as soon as you learn that sustainability
You're
outside
done.
of anyone else, you don't need
You're done.
anyone else.
You're done.
Not to say that we don't care about people,
But
you
you're
do.
done.
But you don't need people to affirm your
Who you
agency
are.
and who you are.
You're done.
You use your affirmation for yourself to inspire others.
100%. And I'll
And
tell
that's
you,
all I gotta say.
and I'll tell you why he's saying that. Keep it 100.
100.
People will always tell you who they think you are. You don't know who I am.
Nope, you
You're
don't.
telling me who you think I am.
Exactly. How
And you're
you
telling me who
perceive
you
me to be.
100%, but you're telling me who I think I am based on what I've shown you.
Exactly.
But what I've shown you could possibly not be everything that I am.
Exactly.
100%.
Done.
So when you look at me and say, yo, Bangy is a hater, maybe that's the Bangy I've shown you. 100%.
Bangy is a hater.
I'm not a
That's
hater.
so
It's just like if you're not dope, you're not dope. Yeah, blessings. Thank you for listening or watching.
Also, this is part 1. We're going to do part 2 in Joburg, probably middle of October.
Yeah, he said that. I don't know.
Speak a bit more concisely about different things like galleries, collecting art, inspiring other artists and teaching them how to like become independent. Danny's going to speak on the design things, inspire a few of you designers to get about it. So we'll see you guys in 3 weeks.
I've never heard of this, but because he said, yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
See you in 3 weeks. Have a good time. Thank you for listening and watching this episode.
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram, Samurai Farai. Follow the gallery, not a gallery, not underscore a double underscore gallery. Please promote. Please come visit if you're in Cape Town. If you're not in Cape Town, hit me up. I'm going to be in Joburg a few times in the next 2 months. And yeah, just keep living and being passionate, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't achieve your dreams.
And one more thing is follow Dad, dude. Dad underscore 93.
Follow Dad.
Anything I said, if you don't know that, dog, you're whack. But anyway, bless up. Thank you for listening. Bra.
And you're live on Dead Radio.